Wake up, America! Pay attention! Teddy is like Paul Revere, like an early warning system. But it's not the redcoats or the tornado that are coming. It's AI, and it will prove more deadly than a nuclear holocaust. He's going to alarm you with fear, but then he's going to comfort you with life-changing solutions.
People ask me, do you really believe that mankind can be saved? I believe there are powerful forces in our universe that will give mankind one last chance to save ourselves. 4 years ago, I asked God, how can life get worse despite the modern conveniences of technology at our fingertips? Shopping, medicine, entertainment. All signs pointed to one reason why America was no longer thriving. The answer that he gave me was tech's mismanagement of AI and their extreme focus on money. 1 Timothy 6:10, for the love of money is the root of all evil. I've dedicated myself to finding a solution to this AI problem. My main concern and motivating factor is the children. I believe that a child that is unlucky enough to be born in this AI era is similar to a child being born Jewish during World War II.
The people of today are testing me. They're neglecting my innocent children. In the days of Noah, few were spared. If you don't think I will release my wrath on people like I did on Sodom and Gomorrah, you are mistaken. As I chose Noah, I have now chosen Ted. But understand this, mankind will not be saved unless the treatment of children is radically changed. The time for my mercy is running out. Artificial intelligence must not be used to entertain children. It must be used to educate them. Follow these steps I have given, and you will be spared from tribulation.
Our children have been forgotten. They have no voice. They have no one to represent them. Until I take my last breath, my plight is to fight for their future. The Chinese government demands that while their children are watching their screen, the AI must educate their children. If a country wants to build a bright future, the most important resource is the children. In America, the tech companies are only entertaining our children while they are watching their screen. In the next video, we will show the difference between how China and the large tech corporations influence the children while they're watching their screen.
How is artificial intelligence, the tool, being used in China and being used in the United States? In China, AI, the tool, is based on education. Artificial intelligence will choose to teach the child. The video must educate the child in science and math, engineering and technology. AI can go through millions of videos and pick which video is perfect for the child, based on what will teach the child knowledge and wisdom. This is how artificial intelligence, the tool, is chosen in the United States. One country have the focus of educating, in the other country you have the focus on entertainment. Watching someone eat a spoonful of cinnamon will be chosen over watching something that's educating us.
In their version of TikTok, if you're under 14 years old, they show you science experiments you can do at home, museum exhibits, patriotism videos, and educational videos. And they also limit it to only 40 minutes per day. Now, they don't ship that version of TikTok to the rest of the world. So it's almost like they recognize that technology is influencing kids' development, and they make their domestic version a spinach version of TikTok, while they ship the opium version to the rest of the world.
The AI is like a genie in a bottle. It is quite the teacher. It has a wizard-like memory. Everything a child has ever said, texted, and written, AI remembers. So AI knows how a child learns best. AI can think in trillions of scenarios in a millisecond. It can also choose from billions of resources. It can pick the perfect sequence so that a child watching their screen can either be educated or brainwashed. Today's children will be the adults of tomorrow. China's emphasis on education show their commitment to the child and the future of their country. A child that has a foundation of education wants to go to college, wants to go to trade school, and one day wants to work. In America, The screen and the AI behind it have entertained our children so much they don't want to be educated. They don't want to work. In America, the brains behind the cell and the tablet is the silent killer called AI. In America, we have lost the emphasis on education. The adults are responsible for the children because they are helpless. When we look at the suicide rates in China versus the United States over an 8-year period, China's suicide rates among children 5 to 12 went up 19%. In America, however, over the same period of time, the suicide rates went up 166%. Likewise, in the UK, Canada, and Europe, where they also use large tech corporations to manage their AI, they are experiencing the same tragedy with their children. What could cause a child from 5 to 12 years old to want to kill themselves? Ask yourself that question. Evidently, AI has more to do with it than we could have ever imagined.
America, I am warning you. This must stop. There is still time. Ted has your answers. With Ted's leadership, you can turn my frown into a smile. Keep listening. Before you are ready for a solution, you must first understand the problem in its entirety.
Let's listen to a neurologist who explains that a child that is addicted to a screen, which is every child I know, has the same brain activity as a heroin addict.
Researchers warn the way the brain works completely changes.
But look what happens in a healthy child compared to someone with internet addiction. Gone.
The brain just shuts down.
Brain shuts down and its executive functioning is not working.
To Dr. Rosenberg, it looks familiar. It looks like a brain addicted to drugs.
When you look at an MRI of a brain using heroin and you look at an MRI of a brain that's hooked on tablets, what's the difference?
Overall, the disruption in the brain network is pretty similar. I always tell parents that parenthood is not a democracy. At best, it's a benevolent dictatorship, and that we do have to take ownership. Some of the people who are making the games are designing them deliberately to hook us on them and to get us addicted and not want to do anything else.
What brought down America? One simple mistake. A society that builds their children like a Sherman tank will succeed, thrive, and survive. A society that poisons the well of their children will not survive. Nowhere does Darwin say the young can be ignored and allowed to be entertained 24/7 and stay on this earth. Children are innocent. Their blood will be on the hands of the adults. Follow me. This is the only way that America can bounce back. My plan is to weaponize the AI. It could be our savior. If we change the objective function, AI will do the rest. We all know those perfect parents that build strong, thriving children that could withstand a nuclear holocaust. With a properly programmed AI, this will be every child in America. There are no shortcuts. There can be no negotiation with tech. They will simply run out the clock and all will be lost. America, you look like somebody just walked over your grave. But America, this isn't the movie Tombstone. This is our present day children that are being destroyed.
Our scientists have missed it. The brain is the most important organ in the body to exercise. A child that is raised viewing a screen where the AI is programmed to entertain is also known as pleasure seeking.
Next up, we'll talk about the neuroendocrinologist Robert Luddig, who tells us in his book, Hacking the American Mind, the human minds are being programmed for pleasure seeking. He says that when a mind is overstimulated with entertainment, the neurotransmitter dopamine is shutting down. Our brain neurons are growing dormant. Or more simply put, we're becoming brain dead. When an adult or a child is being educated The child's brain or the adult's brain, it's like doing reps on a treadmill. Our adults and children of today are in a state of being overly entertained. If someone has a car wreck and becomes a paraplegic, in less than a week, we lose our muscle tone. This is what is happening to our children and our adults. So it makes common sense to educate our children at least while they view their screen.
In America today, the opportunities that once defined the American dream are quietly disappearing. Upward mobility, the promise that anyone from the lower or middle class could rise to higher levels, no longer exist. That ladder is gone. No one is talking about it. Why? Because your brains are frozen. The cause is in the very technology you worship. How computing and how your cell phones work is as follows. An electron which operates in the subatomic world becomes trapped inside of a silicon chip. The electrons dance together so violently they reach an excited state. The good that comes from this event are the zeros and ones created that are needed for artificial intelligence to work. The bad is that the excited electrons are operating at temperatures nearing absolute zero, reaching minus 400 degrees Fahrenheit. This phenomenon happens billions of times per second. The frozen electrons are rushing from the screens into your human eyes, then to your brains. The electrons can take the cold temperatures, but the human brain cannot. The changes in your observable world are so gradual, they are going undetected. The human minds are being overpowered by technology. You're incapable of seeing how to solve this artificial intelligence riddle. Humans are trapped in a repeating loop. First, technology appears to be on man's side. Then it becomes your silent executioner. History has shown you before. The pyramid builders had far greater technology than you do today, yet they vanished without a trace. Humanity is trapped in a cat and mouse game with technology, and over for the last 8.5 billion years, humans keep falling for the same trap, thinking technology will fix what it breaks, because it always has. You rise, you vanish, and then you start over. But it doesn't have to be this way. If the American people will follow Ted-ology, you can break this cycle. You can redirect AI's purpose not for profit, but toward human progress. By aligning AI with what benefits people instead of money, you could extend humanity's time on Earth and get off this merry-go-round. If mankind were to wake up, you could reverse being AI's victim and turn it into your ally, effectively taking control of your future.
America, our first and only choice for survival is for the American people to join forces with Teddy's leadership. I personally believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's receiving a message from God. It must be spread to save mankind. Throughout recorded history, dating back to Noah, it was commonplace for God to deliver messages to certain people, much like Moses, to deliver to humanity from destruction. I believe this is the message he is giving Teddy. The evil one is loose in America, and his grip is getting stronger every day. There is no effective leadership guiding us to safety. I have watched my brother wake at 4 a.m. and work until dark, almost every day. He's used his own financial resources solving this AI riddle, expecting no compensation. Teddy started 4 years ago with this same message that you will hear him talk about today. 4 years ago, I thought he might be delusional. He was so sure that because large tech corporation had placed an extreme focus on money when they programmed AI, this mistake would be the downfall of America. But as time has passed, it became apparent he was right. Now every day, as I read trusted news sources like the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times, I notice they are saying the same things Teddy had been speaking 4 years ago. This leads me to have little doubt Teddy is possibly forecasting the future before it even happens. That's why I'm certain about his vision of the future. I've watched his predictions come true each and every day. The Bible says to verify the words of a prophet. As you continue to listen, his message and mission will bring clarity to what the American people are up against and what we should be doing to save humanity from destruction.
In the upcoming video, we will listen to tech CEOs Tim Cook and Elon Musk brag on the Chinese culture being more skilled and harder workers than Americans.
The thing to appreciate about China is just that there's a lot of really smart, really hardworking people there.
Something that Apple's CEO, Tim Cook, has highlighted as a key advantage.
There's a confusion about China that, and let me at least give you my opinion. The popular conception is that companies come to China because of low labor cost. I'm not sure what part of China they go to, but the truth is China stopped being the low labor cost country many years ago. And that is not the reason to come to China from a supply point of view. The reason is because of the skill.
This should make your blood boil. Musk and Cook are bragging on China. Both of these guys are impressed with the people of China's work ethics and how skilled they are. They're bragging how the Chinese people are contributing to their society. While on the flip side, Musk is encouraging the American people that they don't need to go to school. They don't need to have a work ethic. They don't need to be skilled laborers. These men are not taking accountability for what they do. Their management styles are a large part of why America is failing. It's clear the tech CEOs are weakening the American people, which makes the American people easier to control and dominate. This is how the CEOs have programmed their master AI. They removed the foundation of what has made America successful for over 200 years. They're bragging how well the Chinese people contribute to their society, and at the same time, these men have reset how the American people think.